Hello and welcome to Rainy Tuesdays. I'm here with Margot and Adam.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going today?
It's good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Awesome. Very good.
Weird. I was telling you guys before we started recording, that I did a thing where I didn't sleep. Like I pulled an all-nighter to try to fix my sleep schedule.
Right, an objectively bad idea. Yeah.
Well, it fixed my sleep schedule, so
Mm.
problem solved. But now I feel weird. Like I just feel really
I wonder why.
Yeah.
like I get it.
Do you
I
feel
know
like you
why.
missed a day or
Wow,
like
so crazy.
Yeah, it kind of does. Like it
Okay.
feels. Yeah, it just. I don't know. Like I can't explain it. I just feel a little silly and goofy. But that's fine. I woke up at a time that was good.
Adam, you're a man that values his sleep.
You are.
What is the longest amount of time you've ever stayed up without sleeping? Have you ever pulled an all-nighter?
I've never pulled an all-nighter, and I consider that a crowning achievement, and I intend to never do so. Because
It's at the top of your resume.
yeah,
Yeah.
First thing, actually, before you get to
Doesn't say
people
your
start
name.
with education. Yeah, actually, yeah, before my name, we're just like,
Man who has never
now
pulled
you,
an
now
all-nighter.
you, now you have a good introduction to who I am. I kind of think if you pulled an all-nighter, you've messed up somewhere. Like, you need to plan better. and
Fair.
But that's the thing is, I messed up my sleep schedule.
Well, but I just try for a consistent sleep schedule because that's the only thing
Yeah.
that matters. But I mean, I also have to get up early, so that just means a pretty normal, healthy sleep schedule. But
No, that's smart.
Mhm.
I'm not saying my way is good.
Yeah. Do you know the
We talked about
longest
this
amount of time
before.
you stayed up?
What, me?
I guess both of you. Like, what's the longest amount of time you guys have stayed up for?
I think there was one time, like, here's the thing. In high school, like, I definitely had, like, pretty bad insomnia, and I, like, couldn't get a handle on it. And so it was definitely, like, there was the worst it got, and I only remember that it was the worst I got because I got, like, a company ID picture for one of the jobs that I was working at, like, during that week, and the way that my eyes are, like, so puffy, it just will always stay in my head. But I think it was like just a week where it's like every single night I didn't get more than like 20 minutes of sleep because I just couldn't.
Jeez.
So I was just like not operating that week. But yeah, I don't know.
I was up for 48 hours straight.
Ah,
That's the longest.
that's a good chunk. What I don't like is people who are like proud about the fact that they don't sleep. Like I don't sleep and I'm not proud about it.
it's
like,
a pet peeve of mine. Like, I should clarify. I don't sleep well. Like, I often have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep once I'm asleep. But I do have a good schedule. But it really irks me when people are like, "Oh, I stayed up till 4 a.m. and like the past 7 nights." And you're like, why?
It's like,
Not
if
a
you're
good
doing
thing to
that,
do.
you don't feel good. Like
No.
there's been several times in my life where that has been like my daily sleep schedule, and it's not good. You don't feel okay. Like you feel bad because humans need sleep. But like, yeah, it's also like, especially if you're like, oh, I only got like 2 hours of sleep last night, kind of thing, where you're like, I'm like not operating fully. Sorry, I didn't sleep well, kind of thing. And then someone's like, I only slept for like 2 minutes. And it's like, okay, then bestie, we're both failing. Like,
Yeah.
It's like a weird flex, but okay.
It's like
Right,
they're trying
it's
to
like-
one up you, and it's like,
Yeah,
hey, all
Like,
right.
this is
What are you
a competition
challenging
of
me
how
on?
bad we are at sleeping.
yeah, both of us needed like 7 hours, and neither of us got it. So like, I don't know. Yeah.
People do that with
Always
homework a
bugs
lot, where it's like, oh man, I have a paper. It's like, oh really?
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 papers, and it's like,
Well, I have to like sign the Declaration of Independence. So like, how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna go to war with Great Britain now.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It's I know that that's like a thing people make fun of on TikTok a lot, like because it goes along with like the whole pick me idea. Like I've seen those two things compared a lot, like the person who's like overly competitive about everything, and then like pick me people, which is like, I don't know, neither's great. Don't do either.
Yeah.
Because both of them are just like kind of being rude, but in like weird ways. Like, I feel like it's harder to be rude in a way like that. Like, I don't know.
And, like, I think you can bring up, too, and be like, oh, man, like, I also have a ton of papers to write this week. And, like, you can bond over the shared stress, which is nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
Don't try to, like, one-up someone.
Yeah. Like, that's same with sleep. Of, like, if you're like, oh, man, same here, I'm tired. Then it's like, okay, yeah, let's vibe. But if you're like, well, you just should count yourself lucky. It's like, well, no. Like, oh, my God. Yeah. What a time. So yeah, I'm technically well rested in the sense of I got a full night's sleep last night, guys.
Nice.
So we nailed it. Yeah, but I just feel silly and goofy. So we're gonna ask deep questions.
Cool.
Because that's
perfect
the
time.
appropriate mood.
The best time to ask deep questions is when it's like 2 a.m. So, Margo,
Yeah,
it's
that's a
essentially
great
2 a.m. for you because you haven't slept
Uh-huh.
in forever. So,
No, I literally slept last night.
well,
Yeah, I just missed a day of sleep kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know? But it wasn't last night. Anyway.
All right, so
Um,
first question. How deep is the Mariana Trench?
Which trench is that?
It's
The
the one in
deepest
the
part
ocean.
of the ocean.
Yeah.
Real deep.
Do you want to guess
Deeper.
in feet?
30 miles.
This has
Wait, that
feet
might be
on
a
it.
super low.
7,000 feet. It's gotta be more than that.
It's more than that.
Oh, I real lowballed. Okay, 30,000.
30,000. Adam's closer.
32,000.
Margot's closer now. You guys are like very close.
Say 33.
It's
Or 32 and a half.
36,000,
Okay.
which
Fair
is
enough.
almost
a
7
lot of feet.
miles.
Oh,
Oh.
wait.
So then you overshot the
So
first time.
I overshot.
You did.
There's not that many miles.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember learning about the ocean when I was little and being like, oh, it's this crazy deep, and then they'd be like 3 miles. And I'm like, that's not deep.
Yeah,
Well, I guess it is in the scheme of things, but
exactly.
nice
Overall,
to say 36,000 feet.
yeah, the Earth is very smooth, like in comparison to like how wide it is versus like how deep and bumpy it is.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. So the list that I found, it separates it into sections. So this is on parade.com. 250 deep questions to ask a guy or girl or really anyone you want to get to know better.
Cool.
Long title. We talked about that.
Not in the
So-
podcast, but we did talk about
No. Good point.
kind of why you did not need to write it all that long.
No, I love it when it's like a wish ad though of a title. Like I've seen this on so many websites where they just have like the longest title possible. Anyway,
It's so interesting to me because you think that in the day and age of clickability, you'd want a short title.
yeah.
So why is a long title often
Although-
very common?
At the same time, like clickbait titles on YouTube are like I met my dog, not clickbait, emotional. It went wrong. Like it's just a bunch of words.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is in the section of deep questions to ask a guy. When was the last time you cried? Why? It doesn't say and why I put that. I feel like yesterday isn't like a good enough answer.
I don't know.
I was gonna say about a month ago, I went on like a weird YouTube binge, and I
Yeah.
found a video that was very funny, and I was crying
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
because it was so funny. I like couldn't breathe.
Yeah. I love crying from laughter. Like that's one of the best feelings. 'cause
It
you also
feels
always feel
painful,
like you got an
though.
ab workout afterwards. Yeah. Oh man. I cry a lot. Like I think like my tear ducts are just like always ready to go kind of thing. So it takes like very little to make me cry. Not like in a like, oh, I've been offended type of way, but in just like crying from laughter, like crying from something made me happy, crying from actual sad things. Like I just super easy. But I think it was like last week because my mom and I sent one of my friends like a care package at college, and she was like sending me a video of her opening it and being like, "Oh, like this makes me so happy," kind of thing. And I was like, "Ah, I'm so happy you're happy." And then I started crying.
I cried when I left for my study abroad, but that was a while ago, so I'm
That
sure
was a
I've
long
cried
time
since
ago.
then. But
No
I can't
movies
remember
or
one.
anything?
No.
Wait,
I mean, I
that's
don't
another
like
question.
watching sad movies. I know some people really
Sure.
like watching sad movies. Maybe as a side note, one thing I never understood is the kind of there's this trope or cliche, I guess, of like you get in a breakup specifically
Yeah.
more for girls, or just kind of generally a sad event, and then you
Yeah.
can watch sad movies.
So
And
here's
I never understood that, because if I was ever sad, I'd want to watch something the opposite to not be sad anymore.
Well, spoiler. It's not actually sad movies. It's just rom-coms and you cry at the sad parts. Like that's the trope. Is like
Well,
that's
yeah, but
yeah.
like the sad. Well, I guess rom-coms.
Because rom-coms always have a
ending,
sad
so
part where they're like,
that's true.
oh, the couple is not getting together right now because of this one blunder thing that happened, and then you're like,
What a
oh
blunder.
no, I'm in that moment right now, and then they get together and they're happy, and then you're crying because you're not
true.
happy.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Love breakup movies.
La La Land. Spoilers. It's just like, and there is no happy ending.
Yeah.
Dang. I've not seen.
They look pretty dancing though.
It's good. It's just very much like, here's this couple, and you're gonna ship them, and it's gonna be great, and then they're gonna go through hard times, and that's that, and they don't get back together.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess that's like realistic.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the kind of like their lives go in different directions, and it makes complete sense. But they like do all that, and then they like meet randomly, and they show this like montage of what would have happened if they had been together the whole time, and you're like, we can just throw it in our face that they didn't get together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Yeah. My mom and I watched The Green Knight. Really bad movie. Don't recommend it. So I like King Arthur, and my mom really likes King Arthur. So we were both like, oh, this is like loosely related. Like it's one of those stories. So like, why not? The why not is because it's a really bad movie. It tells the basic story, like it nailed it. It's the Green Knight story, but like, it's weird. Like the best way that I can describe it is like it does feel like the writers / like directors and all were like on drugs when making it. It's one of those movies.
Right.
But it does a similar thing at the end where like, so the premise of the movie is like this guy like a challenge is made, and it's like, hey, strike me however you want kind of thing, and like in a year's time I'll like return the blow. So like you can like cut my cheek or whatever, or like cut my arm off, like who cares, I'll do it to you in a year kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And like the guy's like, haha, yeah, okay, so he chops the guy's head off, and then the like guy puts his head back on and is like, see you in a year. And so like the guy who chopped the head off is like, oh no, I'm gonna get my head chopped off, but like I did make a deal, so I should honor that deal. And so it like gets to the end, and it does like a similar like it literally reminded me of La La Land, because it does like a similar like, oh, what could have been, like right before the guy gets his head chopped off, and then that's
Weird.
the end.
I don't think I ever heard anything about that movie until way after it had come out, and then I heard a bunch of people like from different sources be like, "Oh, yeah, that Green Knight movie came out." And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Isn't
Never
it like
heard
kind
of
of
this
recent?
thing.
Like,
I've not heard.
isn't it like this year?
I think this year, but earlier this year.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like that's when like it came out. I don't know. I'm gonna say February. That's probably wrong, but earlier this year.
It's July.
Oh, okay, July. Sure. Okay,
Yeah.
it came out months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, like recently, like last October, I suddenly heard from probably 4 or 5 different sources of people being like, that Green Knight movie. Either they had watched it and were like kind of weird, or were like, I should really get around to watching it. And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was bad. It was not good. It was really boring, and then it wasn't for like a second, but then it was like weird and not boring. and then it ended. So take that for what you will.
Glowing recommendations from the Rainy
We were
Tuesday
talking
podcast.
about the hero's journey earlier, and I think this should just be the new hero's journey. It's
Right.
weird, and then it's boring, and it's weird, and then it's boring, and then it ends.
And then it ends. Love it. I also love we were specifically saying like let's like get our talk out of movies, but then
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
All right.
We talked for 2 hours about mostly movies, and suddenly here we are once again.
But do movies make you cry? Are you a movie crier? Either of you?
I feel like I may have cried at Inside Out.
Yeah. Ooh, sobbed.
I've not seen Inside Out.
You'll sob.
It's very sad.
Why is it sad?
We
Because
don't
it's a
need to tell
Pixar
you.
movie, and they
You
do
should
that.
watch it.
Oh, I guess that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Pixar
Um,
movies really like to pull at heartstrings.
Oh,
Yeah, that one in particular.
Yeah, that one really hit.
dang.
Yeah.
But usually not. I mean, like I said, I don't
I cried at
pursue
Onward.
movies that have sad parts
Cried at
generally.
Coco. Yeah.
I didn't cry at Coco. It was sad though.
So here's the thing. I didn't cry as much as I thought I would because everyone told me I was gonna like sob, and it was maybe like a tear. Like it wasn't like crying, but Coco did give me like a tear,
Hmm.
and I'll count it.
Yeah.
They got me.
You know what
I
makes
don't
me
even remember what part
cry?
of Coco would make me cry. What is that? We're getting spoiler territory, and
We
we're
don't-
way too
yeah, we
fast
don't
on
need to-
movies.
You know what
Right,
makes
right.
me
Sorry,
cry
sorry.
related
What makes
to
you cry?
movies?
Yeah.
Netflix. This is a segue for me to rant about Netflix because I recently got Netflix again, and they deleted my account because I'd not like up with them for a year. So my account just like didn't exist, and it was like gaslighting me, being like, "We don't recognize this account." And I like put in my email. It's like, "We don't have this email," and it's like, "I have
It
emails
is-
from you, Netflix. That's like, hey, welcome to Netflix."
Right. It's like it's
Just
weird because
ghosted
it makes
me.
sense, except that no other site does that. Like HBO, I've canceled and regotten and canceled and regotten, depending on what movies I wanted to watch and whether or not I wanted to pay $15 that month, kind of thing. And it like always remembers me. It's just like it has all my information. It just doesn't charge me when I'm not using it, and I also can't access it when I'm not using it, obviously. So it's like it's strange for a streaming site to not do that.
Exactly. Now it doesn't know my interests. Now I'm less
I know.
likely to stay with it.
You gotta retrain it.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop it
Yeah.
again in January after like I watch
Okay.
Cowboy Bebop and Witcher. So
Right. That
Does your family not have Netflix?
no, I mean, my parents, they have like YouTube TV because they still watch like live TV, and then they
Sure.
also watch like
Sure.
Disney Plus, and then they
Yeah.
also get HBO through AT&T, and they've only ever watched like 2 things on there. So
Also,
You are the first
increasingly-
person that I know that doesn't have Netflix. I assumed Netflix is a universal thing
Yeah.
that virtually every single family has.
I
Not
just-
as, like
yeah.
an individual, but like a
Yeah.
family with 6 or so people on it will share a Netflix account. I just assumed every single person had
I just turn it off and on because it's like I don't need
Yeah.
it. There's nothing I'll watch. Like I have Hulu that I watch stuff on. I've got HBO I've been watching a lot on, and like Disney. So it's like I don't need another thing, and it's like it's expensive now. It's $14 a month. I was like, I'm
That's a
gonna do
lot.
2 months of it, and like, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm also watching Avatar again with some people,
Yeah.
and so
Love that.
just going through that.
Wearing the
look
Suckers
at him
Cactus
go.
Juice shirt.
I'm starting. So like, I am starting to meet more and more people who don't have Netflix because I think it was the kind of thing where it's like it was just the streaming service. Like there just weren't other options, kind of
Well,
thing.
That's
But
what's
then
weird
now
about to me
there's
is
better
the streaming
options.
service. And I don't think there are better options. People are always like, what happened to Netflix? Netflix is still just as good as it always was.
It's like okay.
In 2 years, it's gonna get overtaken by Disney. Then, as far as like numbers,
I think that's true, but only because Disney
I
owns
believe it.
Hulu.
yeah,
Yeah.
that and Disney's like doing really well in like other countries that Netflix is not.
So yeah, I don't know. I cried a lot of movies. But
You know what's also weird with Netflix? They don't really like promote old content of theirs. Like I was looking
don't.
through it, and
No,
like
not really.
there was like a documentary I heard about that was really good, and like I had to like find it and search through it. It like
yeah.
just not there.
Oh, I don't think other streaming services do either. Like I'm thinking like Hulu has their original stuff, but I don't think they promote anything
I'm like
unless
constantly
it's actively
seeing
coming out.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
But isn't that still coming out?
That is.
I have no
yeah.
idea. I don't watch it. Fair enough.
And I think that's also like a very culturally relevant, long staying power type show. Like I remember there was this show I watched a little bit of that was like a cult thing, and I don't remember anything about it, but it was pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah. Have you guys
Yeah.
ever heard of? Oh,
I
sorry.
just never talked about it again.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of Westworld?
Yeah.
I
I've never
Very
watched it.
big season 1, and then as it went on, people did not like it as much. And I think it's like
I
one
thought
of those
they
things like
canceled it. Or
It's, like,
put it on like a long
still
hiatus.
sort of going on. I don't know like where the story's at. It doesn't really make sense. But like Handmaid's Tale is sort of like it. Like the first season, like you sort of had like the story, and as it's gone on, it makes less and less sense.
I tried to watch Handmaid's Tale and just couldn't.
Yeah.
Some things are too hard.
So the thing about Handmaid's Tale is it's like really like the book, like it's wonderfully written. The problem though is that it's like not really escapism. Like Margaret Atwood wrote it as like a hey besties, this is entirely possible. Like I know this seems extreme, but like we go through like minuscule levels of this all the time. And so it's like it's hard to read and or watch without being like, we know how that kind of thing can happen.
The only reason I read or watch stuff is for escapism. I don't want to escape into a world or universe
worse reality,
like a worse reality that
of
just
our
gonna
reality.
make me be like, oh, life is terrible, and I'm just watching why life is terrible. I don't want to do that.
Like it's one thing to be like, oh, this is a worse reality, but like superheroes are real.
Like if there was some like this is a terrible like Hunger Games maybe.
Yeah.
Like Hunger Games, we were talking about this before as well, so it came to mind. But it's a really bad reality. But there's also like there's kind of hope and there's kind of like something going on. But Handmaid's Tale is just kind of like this is just terrible.
And it's
I don't know. Maybe there's like a revolution or something.
That's what they've been doing.
I have no idea. But
the most recent seasons, I guess. I saw a trailer for it, and I was like, "What the heck?"
So the thing about it though is that also in season 2, which is as soon as they're like off book, right? They started going into like torture porn type thing, which like I mean we already know I don't like gore, right? But like I really don't like gore that's like based in sexism, obviously. And so it's one of those things where it's like I think really a lot of things
based in sexism like combined don't necessarily go well together.
It worse. And so that's one of those things where it's like if I'm already unable to handle gore, like imagine like I also really hate watching like cruel realities of sexism. So like combining the two, not my favorite, not what I want. So yeah, it's not a show I've watched. I'm proud of people who do though. Go for it.
Yeah. Margot, do you have another deep question?
I absolutely do. There's 250 of these suckers.
Dang.
Now spend a whole podcast talking about movies once again.
Well, we could.
Let's not.
Oh my god. Okay. What is the stupidest thing on your bucket list that you really want to do? This was in a pre-COVID world, but on one podcast that I listened to, some guy talked about how he ate off of someone else's plate. Like, they didn't eat all their food, and there was, like, a piece of cake, and he ate from the back of the cake, where, like, people didn't eat it kind of thing. And he was like, that's always been on my bucket list. Like, that's such a small thing, but that's always been on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do that. And it's like, that's weird. Why did you want to do that? But, like, happy for him that he got to do it. But also, like, yikes.
I was thinking about this today in my engineering class. I want to, like, go shoot guns. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Sure.
I have not. I've only ever shot, like, BB guns, which is, like, not the real thing. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. I want to do that, like, classic, like, American coming-of-age movie thing of shooting some, like, bottles or cans or something. Like, you know how that's always in movies?
Yeah.
Sure.
It was a New Girl too, which isn't a movie, so.
I guess I have a stupid one. I don't know if it's a bucket list, but something that I want. I don't think I can do it, so I want someone I know to do it.
Okay.
I think it's really interesting when girls with long hair get, like, after a shower or something, go out into the freezing cold weather, and it freezes in some cool, like, wild way. And I want that to happen. So I've been really pressuring my younger sister to do it, but she refuses for obvious reasons. Why would you? But I'm never going to grow my hair really long in order, like, long enough to do that at least. Probably not long in general, but if only someone would.
Yeah.
I want every guy I know to, like, grow out their hair just once. Because, like, I do think so many guys look better with long hair, but no guy is, like, willing to go through the awkward phase. And it's like...
I don't want to go
like,
through...
Imagine getting through...
awful.
But then it would look great.
But it looks great, like, now.
Yeah.
Like, for YouTube people, like, Ryan's finally growing out his facial hair. And that's equally exciting to me. But, yeah... People just, like, aren't willing to do it, and it's like, but do it. Anyway, I don't know, a stupid thing on my list. I really want to go up in a hot air balloon.
Oh, yeah.
That one's kind of silly. It's like a real thing, obviously, but it's, like, kind of silly.
I suppose.
Like, you just kind of stay there. Like, most hot air balloon rides, you're just kind of, like, it's like a general, like, you're not going to leave.
It could be really cool to
It can be.
kind of, like, lazily
So
float through a pretty picturesque location.
That's my thing, yeah. Like, it just sounds pretty. You know that big hot air balloon thing? Like, it's where, like, a bunch of hot air balloons are all at once.
Oh, yeah.
Seems cool.
Yeah, that does.
Want to do it. Yeah. So... I don't know. Wait, what was yours, Ryan?
I said I wanted to shoot guns.
Oh, shoot guns. Sure. I was like, I know he answered, but I already, like, what was it? Okay. Oh, yikes. Have you ever broken someone's heart?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Maybe someone was secretly pining after me and I was never aware, but...
And then you made your yearly
my
Instagram post of, like...
My one relationship that has turned out fairly successfully.
Yeah.
Not had the occasion.
Fair enough. How about you, Ryan?
I don't know. I don't think so. I hope
fair.
not, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I've only ever broken up with one person, and there was a lot of tears on both ends. So, I don't know. I don't like doing that. I've decided in the future I don't want to do that, which is going to be hard if I also date someone that I don't want to date. Like, if I eventually don't want to date them. I probably wouldn't start dating them if I didn't want to date them. I don't know if any of this makes sense. But I just didn't like being the person to end it. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. And I had a friend who was like, but you don't want to be with them. So why is it tough? And I'm like, because it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not, like, fun to be like, hey, I don't think we're compatible anymore. Like, I don't know. It's just me. Okay. What was... Oh, this one potentially is not fun. What was the best phase of your life?
My current phase.
But yeah, the one I'm currently living in.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I sent this over the summer, but it's like, you know, like those memes, like, those were the good times. It's like, I'm in the good times right now. Like,
yeah.
I recognize that, and it's great.
I think you should strive for all the times that you're currently living in to be the good times. Like, I've had fun times. I mean, I guess I had more fun pre-COVID, but...
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Kind of like, that's not a... Wow, remember before there was a pandemic? Like, obviously. But you should... It's weird to me to be like, oh, those days, those were the, like, the peak. Like, just have fun all the time.
I was thinking... Well, yes, absolutely. But, yeah, I was thinking, like... as close as I am to my current self, but also not worried about COVID,
Yes.
was like better than right now. I do think that'll happen again because like medicine is wonderful, and like as more and more people
Maybe
get
if people
vaccinated
would
and everything,
get vaccinated,
right?
stop being
And like
idiots.
herd immunity and everything. There's also the whole thing of like eventually all the people who didn't get vaccinated will die. And so it's like, I mean, realistically speaking,
Yeah.
herd immunity is going to come one way or another. Like they could make it fast and they could make it easy for everyone and happy, but so I feel like eventually we'll live in like a post-COVID world. I don't think we're in a post-COVID world. So many
No.
people still are calling this a post-COVID world, and it absolutely isn't.
It is not. When there's only like
Depends where you live.
50% of the population is
Okay,
vaccinated.
if you want to deny it, or if like you live in a country where they're handling it better than America, okay.
Yeah,
But if
maybe
you're
I
in
lived
America,
New Zealand,
no, it's
things
not.
would be a lot better.
Right. That's the thing. And so it's like, I do think eventually we'll have one, and I think that that'll be a better time than now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole time. I'm getting my booster soon. I'm very excited. It's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. People should start getting them.
If you need them.
I don't think they're
You need
open
them.
to everybody yet.
You do not
So
need them.
If you qualify.
If you
So
qualify, you need them.
Yeah.
If otherwise, you do not.
Yeah. Right. Obviously, don't unethically get one. Like, don't get one just to get one. But like, so you have to be 6 months out, right? And then also like, I do think it's a similar thing of if you
It's like health
are
conditions, high risk
immunocompromised.
areas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We
or
don't
people
know.
who work in the healthcare industry, like,
Yeah.
should
And
also be a thing.
high risk
Yeah.
areas are like a healthcare industry, not just
Yeah.
like you hang out with people.
Right.
That's not high risk.
There's
I
a
think
reason.
it is a-
Yeah, that like the CDC is not like going like, yeah, definitely go out and get them. They're being like, doesn't hurt, because it's like we don't know if a third booster is going to do anything. As far as we
Right.
know, it's good. Like having people that are immunocompromised or like older age get a third one, it couldn't hurt. It could
And I
maybe
think
help. We don't know about that. That like a lot of these companies are like, yeah, everyone get it, and it's like not
So-
everyone needs to get it. They just want more money.
Yeah.
And
So it
That's
is a thing
unfortunate,
where it's
but
like,
yeah,
it's still like they don't a lot of them don't charge you. I don't think they're supposed to charge you. I think they might like counter on your insurance, but they don't charge you for it, kind of thing. But it's like I know some people were getting turned away from their original COVID vaccines because of like a charge. It's like that didn't
Really?
exist.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
it was.
exist. It's
no,
free
it
for
was-
everybody. Someone was scamming
it-
you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. And so it was like that got exposed in like a lot of clinics around our country. But like it's a thing where it's like don't let people charge you for it, obviously. But I think there's also like certain things where like if you're working with children, I think you should also like be as immune as possible. Because like until they can get it, which news is happening, they're closer and closer to being able to. Because they're making like kid doses.
5 to 11. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very exciting. Yeah, it's at least really close, and it easily could be fully like ready by the time this one comes out. So because these things are moving fast, but yeah, just like I don't know, if you can and you should, then you can and you should, kind of thing. But that's a more personal thing. I don't know. I'm getting excited about it. Also, get your flu shots.
Yeah.
Only slightly
Yeah, about
related,
that.
but get your flu shots.
If there is an available vaccine, get the
Get
vaccine.
it.
It does not hurt. Is the
It
big thing.
will
It
not hurt
literally
you,
doesn't.
and it only benefits.
Yeah, like, wouldn't it be nice to, like, not have to wear your mask everywhere? Isn't that literally only possible by, like,
When you
having
think of-
a healthier
For like
country?
every single disease, would you rather get the disease or get
Right.
poked?
Once.
Seems like
Or twice.
a very easy decision.
Yeah,
But for
Right.
some reason,
People are
people make this
silly.
very difficult.
I agree.
Also,
They're not going
fun
to
fact.
allow you to get a vaccine that is
That
going
you
to
shouldn't
kill
get.
you.
Yeah. So I got my flu shot, right? And I like to talk to the person who's giving me a shot just because, one, it's a little weird if you don't, but then also because I don't like needles. And so I don't want to like think about the needle. So I'd rather think about whatever like we're talking about kind of thing. And so it was closer to Halloween, so we were talking about like Halloween plans and everything. And then as she was about to poke me, she was like, "All right, now it's gonna make a little squirting noise whenever it goes in, and that's how we know it worked." And I was like, "Uh-huh." And so she did it, and she gave me the shot, and it goes like as it's going into you, and I've never noticed that before in my life.
Never noticed that in my life, yeah.
But like, I was like, how did like what? I've never thought of that being a thing. And she was like,
notice it.
Yeah, I know. Now you're gonna do it. Yeah. And so, but that's the thing is, she was like, oh yeah, like once you start giving them for your job, you kind of notice it more often because it's like happening all the time. I'm like, that makes sense.
Sure.
But like, wow. So listen for the funny little squirt noise.
Yes. When I had an IV taken out once, the guy said I'm gonna pull it on 3, and he starts counting, and when he got to 2, he pulled it out. He's like, aha!
Traitor.
Tricked you. And it didn't hurt as much because you're like expecting it, and then oh.
Yeah.
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 I like that.
That's absolutely also needles aren't scary anymore. Like I used to be really afraid of them, and I realized it's because people were using too big of a needle on me when they were like taking my blood. And it's like that's not the same as getting a shot.
The needles for take your blood. Like some people are scared of needles, and I kind of think you're maybe a little illogical. I think
you're just uninformed.
But fear is not often logical. But
yeah,
the needles for taking your blood are quite large and quite
huge,
nasty
big.
looking. And I've gotten my blood taken many times. So like you watch this like.
Ugh. I don't watch it.
Needle. I should not describe this for people who are actually scared of needles.
Yeah,
and then you're not gonna want to. But whatever. It's a larger needle because it's gotta allow the blood to go through. And it's a bit freaky, but it still doesn't really hurt. It just kind of is more intimidating to look at it.
Absolutely. I always request like the butterfly needle, which is what they call the tiniest one. And some people are like, "Oh, you're a grown woman. We don't know if we need that." And then they burst my vein. And then they're like, let's go to the other arm with a butterfly needle. And I'm like, yeah, let's. Like, without fail every time. Unless I've, like, had them before. What is the time? Every time I'm giving blood, we always have to switch to the other arm. Also, give blood. That's a thing. Anyway. Okay. What if you found out that you were the star of the Truman Show?
Did we answer the last question?
Did we?
I don't think we had answers for it.
What was it?
I thought the question was asked and we're all like, not really. And then we got distracted and talked about something.
Oops. Oh, it was the best phase of your life. I'll hope it's right now.
Oh, yeah.
/ right before COVID, but like closest to who I am personally. And then I think it'll be whatever happens whenever post-COVID is actually post-COVID.
I think...
That's my answer.
I came to the realization of like over the summer, I was like, wow, last week was good. Like, last week was, like, one of the best weeks of my life. And, like, I keep looking back, like, the summer was so great. August was great. September was great. It's like, I'm just living in a great time.
It's happening.
Like,
yeah.
Just keeps on going. Yeah.
Last week, we were like, how's Ryan? And you were like, I'm surviving. But it's like, you're great.
But I'm surviving and thriving.
And thriving. That's the important part. Yeah.
In the long term, I'm thriving. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I also fully intend to never not, like I don't want to be working like a 9 to 5 and be like, I miss those like that year and a half of college before COVID hit. Like I don't want that to be a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna bring up with that. I was taking a quiz recently. It's like some like Harvard study, like our ML teacher taught us about it. It teaches you about your biases. And it'll ask you questions, and then we'll do, like, a word association thing. So, like, one of the ones I did was, like, COVID, and then there would be, like, words like harmful, harmless, safe, unsafe, and then you had to, like, match it of, like, does this fit in, does this not fit in, and, like, you had to do it really quickly. So, like, subconsciously, if you think it's, like, safe, you'd click safe, unsafe, click, like, harmful, stuff like that. But one of the things at the end, it would, like, ask you, like, questions, just, like, general stuff. But it's like, do you think your life improved under COVID? And I was like, no. I think it has. Like, I've had a pretty good, like, COVID time.
One thing that I will say is, like, I think socially it's been worse because obviously socially it's been more so virtual, which like isn't bad in the sense of I'm very lucky that I can still connect with people, but it is like obviously different than in-person connections. But I think like intelligence wise, with the amount of like time that I have to just like, be here kind of thing, like I think learned a lot more during COVID than I did before, because it was also like even like during like college, right? Like where I was still doing classes and also COVID kind of thing. I would still also like read at the end of the day kind of thing, like for fun, which like I did not do before. It was like, oh, I'm colleged out, I just want to like socialize kind of thing. But like now, like during COVID, it would be like, well, I'm done with all my college stuff. I guess I'll read a book and like learn something kind of thing. And it's like, I think that has been really good, and something I want to carry on past whenever this ends. Yeah, I don't know. I also, Fauci said that one thing of like, now we're entering the age of pandemics, and I'm like, God, I hope not. I think like one's enough for a generation. Like,
I think it's probably true. Here.
I know it's probably true. He's a very smart man, but I would like him to make it less true. Yeah, like
he's gonna turn down COVID a few notches.
Yeah, I just don't want him to bring any others. Like just say like, okay, you guys kind of failed at COVID, but we're just not gonna test you anymore.
This was just the practice quiz.
Right.
It's like we put the 5G towers up, so that's not gonna cause any more diseases. Already caused this one.
We after most of you got vaccinated, we're gonna make the microchips so that you can't get any other.
Right? Diseases. Yeah, everyone's already microchipped. Yeah.
There's no reason for any other ones.
I was gonna say, I think the good thing is like if it keeps happening, they're gonna run out of conspiracy theories.
They've got it, right?
I feel like you already have, but somehow they get dumber.
Yeah.
They do. They do get dumber.
My favorite's still the one from space. Love it.
I like the Biden himself trapped immigrant children underground and is stealing their blood one.
That's pretty complicated.
I know, but I like it. It's not true.
Obviously.
I shouldn't have to say that, but also I feel like I have to. Yeah. But that's the thing, is it's like, whenever he was like, age of pandemics, I was like, but like, what if we didn't? What if we waited another 100 years?
I like so that's like, also like specifically immigrant children. Like couldn't just been like regular children. Like
no.
American children.
Not to stereotype the type of people who are making these conspiracy theories, but I would argue they probably care more about American children.
Yeah. If they're going for like the fear mongering, yeah.
Right.
Typically, the same opinions of like anti-immigration sentiments will run in those similar circles. You'd think that they'd care to be like, Christian kids are really getting thrown in these cages or whatever.
Christian white kids.
Christian white kids. They're
and then right.
I don't know. I can't think of like I don't know anything. But yeah, but like, why immigrants? Why do you care about immigrants now? When it's also really like, weird conspiracy theory.
I just really love the idea of like we Ryan memed it on his Twitter, but like this man who like couldn't stay awake during a meeting, like himself, like trapped children who are much more able-bodied than like a 70-year-old,
and also happened to get like an underground cave too.
Right, like he took them into a cave and then stole their blood. Like it was so much activity from this man. That's why he's sleeping in meetings.
Yeah.
See, he wants you to think that, but at the same time, he is also that.
Oh, God.
You got to think ahead of the game and behind the game at the same time, so you can really wrap your head around the whole thing and see the whole picture.
My favorite idea with like conspiracies like this, or like conspiracies in general, or just things in the media, is like the idea that like evil people have like secret bases. Because like someone had to construct that, and like if like my engineering and renewable energy doesn't work out, I'm gonna go into constructing like evil layers, because I think that'd be fun.
Ooh. Can you make a Rainy Tuesdays podcast evil layer?
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, where's our evil layer?
Yeah.
We need one. Ryan's
Everyone
gonna
has
build
one
it.
these days. What?
Oh my god.
Gotta get on the evil lair business.
Something I've noticed on
Everyone's
dating
talking
apps.
about cryptocurrency, but evil lairs is where it's at.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a ploy. Crypto is something with evil layers. I don't
Have
know.
you guys
Anyway,
heard about the Squid Game currency? There's a Squid Game cryptocurrency that has a very high value, and the value keeps going up. However, there is no way to trade this coin, so it is effectively worthless.
As
is
with
it all crypto?
all cryptocurrency,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Is
except
it money?
Bitcoin, which you can trade for like illegal stuff and a
Right.
few
That
legal
too,
things.
sort
I
of.
think.
NFTs is
Do you want to commit crimes?
digital art fraud.
Bitcoin's the
My favorite
keep-
thing with NFTs, there's a bit of a meme, like just right click
Yeah.
it, because NFTs you don't technically
Save it.
own the picture, you just
Yeah.
have access to it, and so like there's a
Yeah.
meme of like, ooh, I like right click save as, now I own the picture.
I'm Robin
Yep.
Hood.
I
Um,
paid $0 for this.
Yeah.
I've seen people pay like 80 grand for
Yeah.
an NFT.
Hey,
it's like this
that's
is
absurd.
completely useless.
Hmm.
It's
You
stupid.
don't own anything.
I think it. So like, okay, I have so many thoughts going through my mind right now, but we'll start with the fact that like, it's literally just like stupid. Like it's I think YouTube flex culture from like 2015, but like as dude bro money man. Like that's all I can think of with like this newfound like NFTs, Bitcoin, like crypto, like it's like that type of thing where it's just Jake Paul with like his whatever sports card being like, I have a sports card, you don't. Like it's the same people, it's the same vibe, and it's all stupid to me. But anyway, I was gonna say that people on dating apps, like a really popular thing that I see, you start seeing like the same prompts and answers all the time, because it's hard to make a dating app like super original. But one I've seen a ton is like people asking, "What's your favorite conspiracy theory?" And then every person I have seen, this is a lie, but like so many of them, I'd say it's like 60%, which is a lot of people, saying the whole like birds aren't real. It's like
The birds work
Oh,
for the bourgeoisie.
The birds
the
work for the
birds
bourgeoisie.
And then I saw one that was like, "What's your most controversial opinion?" And he said, "Birds are real." And I was like, that's hilarious. Like, that's someone taking the joke to a great level. But it's just like everyone is like, "Birds aren't real." It's like, okay, like it was funny
The birds
like
all
the first
died
time.
in 19.
And then like
What is
I
it?
don't know.
86? Because Reagan killed them all.
I was about to say, is it Reagan? It's always Reagan. Like
The amount of
Yeah.
work to kill all the birds.
I don't think this is a real, or maybe it is a real conspiracy theory.
I don't think
only
so,
saw
but-
a TikTok.
I think it's just an
I think
internet
it's a
thing.
TikTok that was just the birds
Yeah.
work for the bourgeoisie and it was a meme.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there might genuinely be one that people are
Probably, yeah.
extremely stupid.
There's
so,
at least one person, you know, who's like that pigeon standing right in front of me is a robot that Reagan created himself
Hmm.
Reagan himself battling
in his
dementia.
evil lair. Yeah, that Ryan built as a child that wasn't born yet.
He was giving bombs to terrorists.
Oh my god. Okay, what would an amusement park that was designed specifically to make you happy look like?
Lots of roller coasters and lots of theming. So there's this video game I like to play called Planet Coaster, and it's very fun because you literally like get to make your own like theme park. You've got like rides, you can make your own coasters, but then also you can like decorate it, and you can like go into like person view and walk around and be like, wow, it's so nicely themed. Because sometimes you go somewhere and it's like all they got is roller coasters, and it's like, all right, I guess that's cool. But then you throw some trees in there, it looks fancy. I'm not a very like artistic person or like stylish person, but when it comes to stuff like that, I go all out.
Go all out, yeah. I love that. Were you someone who made like really intricate like Minecraft worlds?
Yes.
Nice.
Every single Minecraft world, I put a lot of effort into roads. of like gotta connect everyone's houses. Like we'll have like a common area, make roads out from there. This will be a plot. Someone can build a house. Like I gotta like organize the infrastructure.
My Minecraft worlds were always great because I had grand plans and never accomplished them. Like I was gonna build an amusement park, and I spent a lot of time. This was like in survival, so I spent a lot of time gathering wood and like planting and growing trees to get more wood to build this giant platform into the ocean to build something on, and then never built it. I built the platform. I didn't build any of the roller coasters.
Fair. Oh man. Yeah.
But I think the theme park, like a video game type thing. I was gonna say like just generally Marvel, but it would be cool to have like my favorite type of ride is the ones that specifically I'm thinking of like Universal. There's like a Spider-Man ride, which is like this 3D kind of interactive. You're roller coastery, but you're going through like some kind of story. So it'd be cool to do that for like some of the video games that I really like.
Yeah.
Skyrim and Fallout and like BioShock or something. It would be pretty sweet.
There should be a video game park.
There really should be.
Then I also hate roller coasters that have big drops, so none of that is at mine. I cannot do big drops.
I love big drops. I love roller coasters in general. The sad part is that there is a very large amount of roller coasters that I'm genuinely not tall enough to ride. But that is like kind of
how tall
sad.
is the cutoff?
So like
we make jokes. You're not that short.
I'm a normal person height. Kind of.
Well,
But like I'm a grown up. I'm a grown woman. Middle schoolers are taller than me, but I am a grown woman. It's the kind of thing where it's like I technically go like right to it. Like I'm right at the line. So I guess like 5'2".
We're like
is
boots.
like. Well, I normally all of my shoes except for like my flats that I wear for like if I'm only getting the mail type of thing. All of my shoes have like half an inch to an inch platform on them, which is nice. But like in my sneakers, which is what I would wear to like a roller coaster place, amusement park, that's what those are called, are like an inch and a half type of like give under them. But yeah, so it's the type of thing where it's like I'm so close that they like let me on.
I googled some height restrictions for roller coasters.
Yeah.
And you are not this short. So
I'm not.
What roller coasters
It's the standing ones. It's the standing ones. Which those I think you need to be a taller person for. So standing ones are like you straddle a little seat, but you're standing. Like your legs are over a thing, but you are standing up kind of thing. And so, or like laying flat is I guess another way you could word it. But at some point you're going to be like up and down. And so those ones, my feet are just a little bit off, which means the saddle that you're on is like, you know, what's holding me up, which is not a pleasant way to be held up. Even if it's only by like half an inch or an inch or so. And it's also a type of thing where you're like not supposed to like swing your legs out because they'll get cut off by the roller coaster because you're flat for a reason. And so I like the standing roller coasters, I'm always like just a little bit too short for them. It's not like I'm like 3 inches too short and they shouldn't have let me on type of thing. It's like I can understand why they put me up against that line and said, yeah, you're fine. But like I'm not fine. So I don't go on standing ones anymore because of this. But yeah, it's just enough where I have to like stiff as a board myself so that my feet aren't like swinging out or anything.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes. Yeah. Those.
I've never seen
I've never seen.
I was gonna say
like
like
that before, so
I've seen ones where like your feet are dangling, and you've
got
like a thing that comes down over you.
Or I've done there's like a Superman ride at Six Flags, so you are dangled, but then they angle you, so you're not flat on your back, but you're like looking down.
So there's one in North Carolina that I went to. That was like when I stopped. It was like in high school. I just like I was like after this one, nope, that sucked too much. I'm not doing any more standing roller coasters because these are just like not fun. But yeah, it just like my feet would like I'd have to like really hold them in kind of thing, and like it was like really pressured on like my crotch basically because I'm just like straddling this thing and like I can't put pressure on my feet because my feet don't touch the thing. Um, so yeah, no standing roller coasters for me, which is fine. But I think my amusement park would be like nature themed. Like I like I would want it to look like trees and like waterfalls and like crystals and stuff, but like not like I don't know, not no water rides. I guess is what I'm saying because those always smell bad. Yeah,
I just don't think water rides. I mean, I don't like getting wet, so
sure.
I don't think they smell bad. I mean, the water, I guess, isn't the best, but I just don't like getting wet. I don't think that's fun. Some people really like them, but
I
Yeah,
agree.
I can just smell musty.
Then you're like all soggy for the rest of the day.
Yeah, who wants that? I'm not gonna. I don't think I've been on a water ride as I'm saying this, but I can only imagine your feet are like squishy.
Yeah.
Like, after you've like stepped in water, kind of thing. That can't be good. Yeah, I don't know. What's your favorite roller coaster you've ever been on?
Ooh.
I want to say the Incredible Hulk ride at Universal is definitely up there. And for like
Very
roller coaster, like
Like this is
exhilarating
a roller
type
coaster,
thing.
yeah.
But I
Mhm.
do reiterate that like Spider-Man one at Universal is one of my favorite rides ever because you're just kind of going through this like Spider-Man adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. I
Just-
like
It's not very roller coastery, I guess, but I really enjoy those type of rides. So
as far as just ride goes, like Soarin', type of things where they just like put you like that, where it's they're just putting you in the like, okay, look at this thing, and then like we'll spray some orange scent on you, and then like goodbye, like that. Great, love it, peaceful. Rides, I like. There's one in Hershey, Pennsylvania called Fahrenheit, where it's called that because they put you up at like a like I think it's like a 97-degree angle. Like it's like a little bit past. It's like then you drop, so you wouldn't like it, Adam. But it's fun. It's good.
I like. There's one in Six Flags St. Louis called Mr. Freeze, which is like you shoot out backwards and go up a loop, and then you do a roundabout, and then you go like straight up. And you're just like looking down at the ground, and then you slide all the way back and just do that all again. And it's like pretty quick, but it's a lot of fun, very fast.
That sounds it. Yeah.
That, and at Cedar Point, there's one called like Millennium Force, which is like the super like ginormous lift hill, and like it's got like a fast like lift system, which is really cool, and it's just like very fast, very fun. You cover a lot of ground with it too.
Yeah. There.
You know what they should do? They should have like transport roller coasters for like big theme parks, of like
Oh, that's so smart.
like you
Oh, I
got
love
like two
that.
stations.
Yeah. That would be brilliant.
Probably
'Cause
not
they
like
have,
super practical, because like people probably like want to take stuff with them when they're moving. You can't really take a lot of stuff on a roller coaster, and also you got like make sure people are going.
No, you make a good point. Yeah.
But it would be fun.
It would be. Also, like, this is like, not really, but also kind of. I like Ferris wheels a lot. I think that should just be a more common thing.
Have you ever been on a Ferris wheel where it like slides?
What?
what do you mean?
So there's like Ferris wheels where like there's like a circular bar, and like depending on like where the carriage is, like the circular like thing like moves, so it will like tilt, and sometimes it will like move and swing, and so you're safe because like obviously it's not gonna fall, but like the carriage is moving around a lot.
No, I've only been on normal ones. That you just go around in. Like fair ones. I've also never been on like a really giant one, which I'd love to be on a really giant one. I think that would be cool. But no, I've only been on like fireman's fair type of Ferris wheels, which are quaint and adorable and fun. Yeah.
Yeah, roller coasters are fun.
Hate that drop. That's my
That drop.
controversial opinion for the week. I really don't like the drop.
Speaking of things, yeah. Oh, never mind.
Sorry, you can go right into it as soon as I just say. I like the drop. I hate the build up. I hate the climb.
That's fair. I just hate how long it is. It's like I want to get going. I'm not like nervous or anxious or anything. I want to like go.
That is
what
I really liked about that Incredible Hulk ride is they just launch you and then you're in it. There's no
fun.
like build up where they all the way. It's just boom and you're in it.
And it's loud too.
Yeah. Especially on like wooden ones.
I cannot stand wooden roller coasters.
I like them.
It just like rattles you to your core to go through it. I hate it. I potentially hate it more than the drop, like big drops. Because you just get off the roller coaster and like I am in pain and uncomfortable, and it was not a fun experience.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't get in pain from them.
I've gotten in pain from roller coasters before.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Other than the standing one, I've not been in pain.
There's one that's like really jerky with like armrest that like comes down above, and like because it was jerky, your like head was slamming into it all the time, and that's not fun.
No, I couldn't.
That's just a bad roller coaster, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time, when I was little, I was a child, and I only remember the ride stopping. But like, we did go to Disneyland, or Disney World, or Disneyland. I don't know which one it was. But I know it was one of the ones when I was little, and
the Florida one, right?
Well, the thing is like when I was a kid, we went to Disney World and then Disneyland, like I think once each.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't know which was which. But we went on an Indiana Jones ride, and I kept getting scared, and so did my sibling and my mom, and so we all kept like putting our feet up on like the seat in front of us, kind of thing, like not kicking it or anything, and it is also like one of those like hard things, so it's not like the person in front of us can feel it or anything. It just apparently is unsafe to do that in rides. And so they stopped the ride like 3 times to tell us, like, hey, besties, like, you can't have your feet up like that. And it's like, okay, we just got scared. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dang.
So, sorry to anyone who was on that ride with me.
Adam, speaking of drops and things you don't like, what is perhaps a thing you didn't like this week?
I like that you specifically made it as a thing to make Adam start.
You cannot just pull this on me where I have no idea what.
What rained on
We're
your
recording
parade?
this so early too.
Yeah, except like it's literally a week out. Like,
okay,
but
I
it
suppose
feels like
it's been a week since we recorded last. I don't have anything bad, I guess. My girlfriend came to visit. Oh, Kaylin, I guess I could just, she's been on the podcast multiple times now. Kaylin came to visit this past weekend, and it was really fun.
Nice.
So, a good thing, I guess.
Did you dress up?
No, we didn't really go anywhere, so.
That's all right.
I have a go-to costume. It's not really a costume, but my go-to costume is Sam Winchester from Supernatural. I don't have the hair for it.
It's just a Midwestern man.
But it's just because I'm tall.
You guys both look like Sam right now.
I'm tall. I got the flannels for it, and I specifically have a T-shirt of a moose saying "So get this," which is a Supernatural reference.
Classic. So, yeah.
If the occasion arose where I needed a costume, that would be what I had on.
I like that in the winter months. I just it's the flannel boys and me. So it's every week.
I should be like Adam.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
Oh yeah!
So exciting.
That
is something I've noticed.
I was told I had the cool RA look, which is unbuttoned flannel.
Dang.
Which they did not know I was RA, so I don't know what that's
even
all about,
better.
So.
Something I've noticed is I like it a lot is that Adam will always be like, on button flannel, and then Ryan will always be button flannel.
We got the two sides of the
I'm
coin.
gonna
The
button
two
only
sides.
the top one.
Oh, this is a new look.
Tune into the video podcast to see Ryan make a daring attempt at fashion.
Listen, we talked earlier. I have no sense of style.
Oh my god. Ryan, how about you? You said you had one for this week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. I put this on my Twitter. So AMC is running a scam, in my opinion, because I wanted to buy tickets in advance. I bought 6 tickets in advance for Eternals, which comes out or came out by the time this is released.
Sure.
And haven't seen it yet, but I think it's gonna be good. And I bought it. Tickets were $11 for like the regular show from AMC, which is like, all right, a little expensive, but like whatever.
What?
You know.
What time was it?
It was at 8 p.m.
Oh,
Sure.
So like sometimes like the earlier shows, like it'll say like
Watch
30%
matinee.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Always watch
those are
matinee.
good times to do.
way cheaper. There's no one there.
Definitely.
There was one in high school that like it was Tuesday afternoons. It was only $5. It was like I'm only ever gonna watch movies on Tuesday afternoons. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, yeah,
No one's
Anyway.
there. It's
yeah,
cheaper.
no one's there, and it's $5. Like, yeah. Anyway, go on.
Exactly. So I bought them online, came up to like $66 or whatever, but
Mhm.
then it said there was a $12 convenience fee, and I was like, "What the heck?
That's where they get you.
This
Like,
is silly." Because
convenience.
it's like the price of another ticket. It's like, what convenience? Like, I'm planning ahead. Do you not want me to plan ahead? Do you want me to show up like day of? Like,
Aren't
I feel
you
like
conveniencing them
Yeah,
by
like,
telling
I'm-
them like,
isn't
hey,
AMC
I'm
isn't
guaranteeing
it better for
business.
AMC?
Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
have a convenience fee if you like go there the day of and buy tickets. Like,
It's the whole like pre-ordered game thing, right? Where like if you buy a game, that means they've got your money and they know you're gonna get it. It's like,
yeah,
why would
And
you
it's
add
always
an
a little
additional
cheaper.
charge?
yeah.
Is it always cheaper to pre-order?
I guess not always, but sometimes. Sometimes they have
but
sales.
Is it not better for AMC to be like, cool, got that on lock? We know 6 people are gonna come, or regardless, 6 people
Yeah.
have paid to
Yeah.
go see this movie. That means we don't have to have longer lines at the theaters and harass
Right.
attendants who are selling tickets. They've already got them.
yeah, wouldn't they like
Yeah.
not prefer that? Like,
You
I
would
mean,
think.
it shouldn't be extra for them to have it online. I don't know.
Usually not
it's so
that
silly.
much
Yeah.
extra. If it were like $150, then I don't think I'd be mad about it. Like
Yeah.
it would still be like, this is a stupid fee that you're just trying to get more of my money.
Right.
Like, whatever.
Well, like
But like,
taxes or whatever. Like you kind of expect
Sure.
a few extra
Yeah.
charges, but like a whole
Yeah.
extra ticket, ridiculous.
more than an extra ticket.
Yeah.
If it's
Exactly.
12 and the tickets are 11, that's ridiculous.
It was like 15% of the whole thing. And I was like,
That's
this is
absurd.
silly. So I held off
So we
on
got
getting
beef with
tickets.
That's crazy
Yeah.
though. I've bought tickets online. Cinemark is the movie theater that I always go to. But they have convenience fees as well. But I'm pretty sure it's just $3. I suppose I've only ever bought 2 tickets at once, so I don't know if that raises or amount of tickets. But it's an annoying level where I don't buy online anymore
Yeah.
because I'm like, I don't want to pay $3 extra if
Yeah.
I can just show up maybe slightly early and not have to pay that.
And
So, like
like,
Yeah.
I've only done it for movies that I'm pretty positive. Like I'm going like weekend release.
mhm.
It's probably gonna be sold out. Like I think to start like Last Jedi. I did
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
But for most movies, and I always watch stuff matinee. That is never going to be an issue. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay your stupid $3 convenience fee.
Uh-huh.
Definitely. It's crazy because it's like, why are you charging this much? Are people like really gonna like wanna buy it? Like, you're deterring people from like buying online. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
buy online
and it-
now.
I just, it's also just like a weird choice because I feel like if they were like service fee
Mhm.
and it's like this is the fee it is to like buy online, whatever. But it's just a weird thing to word as convenience fee
Mhm.
because normally it's like I don't know. I feel like you would say convenience fee for something that actually makes sense, whereas this is clearly like this is the convenient option for them.
Yeah.
Like I don't
exactly. I'm guaranteeing them business.
know. Yeah.
And then, like, I was looking it up online, and it's like, if you get a refund on the tickets, you don't get the convenience fee back. And it's like even more of a scam. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This is silly.
Ridiculous.
That is, yeah. I think like Star Wars movies and then Infinity War were the only times I've ever bought
Yeah,
online,
like
ahead of time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I guess I really don't see things opening weekend typically.
Yeah.
Or if I do, it's
Same.
like middle of the day on Sunday. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man.
I think Last Jedi is probably the only time I've ever bought ahead of time because I was worried about it being sold out.
Yeah. Man. Crazy. I didn't get scammed, I hope, that I know of at least.
Yet.
Like, right, like who knows, I guess.
Well, life's a scam. So
Oh, I scammed myself with the sleeping thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, I did
Could have
get
just gone to sleep, but
it is fixed. But it is just like, feel silly. What
good that is fixed.
Yeah.
Right. What it would have been is so my cat has a vet appointment, and that's gonna be a time. He'll be fine. It's just one of those general like make sure your pet's like doing good kind of things. But it's just gonna be a pain to get him like in and out of his carrier. So that will be what rained on my parade this week. By the time this comes out, but it doesn't happen tomorrow in recording land. So I'm gonna say that. Man, it was so hard getting him into that carrier.
Wow,
We
crazy.
struggled. Got a little scratch on the hands. Ugh, just a bummer. But
I should
he's
do
a healthier cat
perspective
for
rained
it.
on my parade. Like
Right.
this thing that's going to happen. Oh, that'll
Yeah.
be rough.
Oh man, that's what I'm doing.
Good luck me in a week.
Right. Well, ask your friends super deep questions.
I don't know if we were very deep here, but
I think the deepest we got was the Mariana Trench.
yeah, we started out deep and then we just rose from there.
Miles are longer than you think they are, which means there's fewer of them. That's what I learned. By Adam's answer.
The Earth is very big and not
Yeah.
that much difference between top and bottom.
Very shallow.
You can't dig a hole to China like they told you as a child. There's like lava and shit. It's like hot down there. Have a sunny Wednesday.
So don't try if you thought.
Bye.
Bye.